God really showed up in my life that week, and He showed me how important it was to live for Christ every single day, because you don't know when your last moment is going to be. And that is very important to suffer for Him, because He sacrificed so much for you. And it's just, we talked about one night about identity and how to place your identity in Christ, because you shouldn't place it in anything else, because nothing is more important than Him. We also talked about how important it is to have a daily quiet time and just live for Him, because other people need to see Christ in you, because they can be affected, and you'll just the smallest little thing, you don't know that it will affect them, but just seeing God through you will really open their eyes and be like, oh, what's different with that person? And they will realize, oh, there's something different, and they'll ask you about it, and that'll be your time to witness to them and just share the gospel with them, which is also what we talked about at Super Summer, how important it is to leave a mark in people's lives.
While there, God told me two major things. He said basically that the first thing is your identity has to be in the right place, because whether you believe it or not, if your identity ain't in the right place, then basically your motives ain't. Basically, you're kind of playing church. If your identity ain't in God, then it's like basically you just come to church for about 3 hours, so you're only a Christian for about 3 hours. That really hit hard. And then another was on suffering. I've never heard a message on suffering before, so I really didn't know what to expect. But what God told me was that with suffering, we see it as, oh, the devil is basically trying to get me or whatever. But really, it's a chance to glorify God.
That week, we talked a lot about identity and that we should place our identity in Christ, not stuff of this world, because the stuff of the world won't last. And I realized throughout the week that I placed a lot of my identity in worldly items more than I did in my spiritual walk with God and in God. And I learned that having my quiet time more and focusing more on what I need to put my identity in really changed the way that I looked at life, and it brought me back to my Christian walk that I hadn't been in for quite a while.